Hello Sagittarius, and welcome back to Path and Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back, and for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Sag, this is going to be your February 2024 reading. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that's you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, discern the messages. You're here. Flip the roles. You know how this works. So Sag, I want to say quickly thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, and commented to the channel. I appreciate every single one of you for all of your love and support. And then personal reads, I want to get a calendar up and I'm working on it. So I've got things, I've got my hands in 700 different pots. Big surprise. Typical me. And so if you look down in the description box below in the about section of the page, you'll find my email in there. You can reach out to me through there for readings. And then once that calendar gets up, there will be a link below as well to guide you accordingly. So, all right, Sag, we're going to get right to it. Instantly, Spirit is saying watch your health right now. Make sure you're taking good care of yourself. If you're getting dizzy spells, upset stomach, headaches, it's very important that you get down to the root cause of what is happening, not just, you know, popping an Advil and calling it a day. So just be mindful of that thunder and lightning power. And destiny. I feel like you're struggling with power. I feel like, I don't even know why. Like, I've seen you guys kind of struggling with things, but what's the word I want to use? Destiny. Stop fighting destiny. Stop fighting the fates, right? Stop doing those, you know, Spirit is saying refuting and rebutting everything that comes your way. So it's like, it's almost like an argumentative kind of energy. Like maybe somebody is trying to show you a different perspective, or they're giving you an opinion or a thought process on something. Spirit is saying don't shut that down right away. So what? It's different than the way you've done things, but it also doesn't mean that there's not truth in it, is what they're saying. So it's kind of like getting familiar with something, and then there you go, fragmented and abundance. Whether you know this or not, any narrow-sighted view of something that you have that you're not willing to see another's opinion or perspective is stopping abundance. And now your abundance can be your money, right? We know this. But this can also be your happiness. This can be just a beautiful flow of life that brings in things that are really going to light up your world and inspire you or change the way that you move, so that better things can come in. So don't get caught in a particular way of being. Interesting. I just shuffled the cards. Handwriting and authenticity comes out. Aries just had the same exact card come out. This could be a fire sign thing right now, and that's what it feels like to me. And wishbone, affirmation. With this handwriting, let's see here. This is an interesting turn from Aries. This is about the title of your life. If you had to write a book on yourself, what would it be entitled? What would the headline of your life be? What do you want your life to look like? Wishbone on the bottom is, you know, it's a close your eyes, make a wish, break that turkey bone in half, right? Whatever you're affirming to yourself, the way you're titling your life, if it's like, you know, Sag experiences mass abundance over the lifetime of 80 years. Just throwing that out there. Are you speaking affirmations into the same? Or are you affirming by your words and thoughts that everything is just shit? Pay attention to where your thoughts are going. Pay attention to where your love is going. Pay attention to, Spirit said, if there's any love left. Oh God, Sag, you guys lately, you've been something else. Be honest with yourself, down to the bare bones of any subject. What is it that you want in life? And I feel like this is a time frame for you guys to get very clear on what you want. And I'm going to say, don't not wish for the things that you desire, but are they based in reality? Are they authentic to the truth of what is going on around you at this time? And what kind of work are you willing to put into that power? And I feel like that's the thing, Sag. You guys are amazingly powerful and strong and, you know, free-willed in a lot of ways, a lot of ambition, a lot of drive to make shit happen. But the story that you're telling yourself is going to be indicative as to where your life goes. But you've got to, Spirit just keeps saying, you've got to get real. You've got to get real with who you are. You've got to get real with your reality. You've got to get real with what is happening in your world. And if you want something different, then you're going to have to make the changes in the perspective or the opinion of to have those different things. It's always going to be what you make of it, Sag. Okay, so let's see what else is coming out here for you. I can't. Distractions, fear, change. What are you afraid of? I'm going to get the paddle out and start swatting at Sages. What are you afraid of? And at the bottom I said, Spirit said, if there's any love left, there's the love. But your fear that if you have to do something differently, that it's going to let you down again in the long run. And it's like you're trying to pull yourself away from that. You know, distractions is anything from social media to, you know, piddling around, or just it's ignoring anything that's vital and important in our lives because we don't want to have to deal with it. So there's something here, Sag, that you're trying to avoid. You don't want to give it a whole lot of thought. And again, it could just be the words and opinions of others. You may have a hard time getting on board with that at this time. So throughout February for Sagittarius, what does Sag need to know? They're saying split the deck. Consistency and guardianship. That guardianship to me is you going, I've already made my way in life and this is the way it's going to stay. Consistency. Staying the course of the way you've always done things. But that change is like, it's time to do this differently. You're cutting off your abundance. Catalyst. Something, Sagittarius, like it or not, something is coming in to disrupt that consistency of the way you've done things. The hunt, distraction again showing itself. Could be dealing with a Cancerian, does not have to be. But it's, you know, there's that wishbone, but then you also see her. She's wishing upon the dog star, the Cirrus. You know, you can wish and sit and look and go, that would be amazing. But what are you doing to make it happen? And if you've done life, I'm going to say 40 years, and you've wanted this one specific thing, you've had this one dream, this one vision, and it's not come to be, and it doesn't even have to be 40 years, right? It could be any length of time. And it's not come to be, what do you have to do differently? 9-9 could be very important. It's also very independent energy. You guys tend to really do alone well in a lot of ways. You're very self-doing, for lack of better words. But this 5, you need consistent change rather than a consistent way of being. Okay? So let's see what comes out for you guys in the past energy. Like, you're gonna, and I think I just said this to you in your, I did that one reading for you guys just because I didn't get the weekly out in time for you all. And I think I said about a metamorphosis or something, maybe, I can't quite remember. But this is happening. This Hydra, this catalyst, there's an air. Like, there's something in the wind here, Sag, that is picking up. And I feel like you're fighting it. Like, I don't know why, like, I see this snake that's on here, like, fighting to release the old self, right? Like, there's the beginnings of the old self, and it's transforming into, or metamorphosizing into something that is within new skin, right? A snake sheds its skin. It's still the same snake, but it sheds its skin because it's ready for something new. There's a rebirth. This rebirth is happening for you. But I feel like you're fighting against it. It's like, it's almost like this horrible, painful, uncomfortable, like, it's the way I'm trying to find the best words to use to describe this. In your gut, you know this is happening. 10:01 on the clock. You know this is happening. And it's like, you may be so steadfast in a way of being, a way of thinking, a way of doing, that it's like, I don't want to let this go because this is all I've ever known. And Spirit is going, too bad, tough shit. We're going. And it's like an internal battle of no end that says, I can't. Like my gut is like clenching up. I can't. Affirm that affirmation. I can. Everything is going to be okay. I am going to be fine. Don't hold yourself back from a life of abundance because you're in a power struggle with your internal demons. Okay? So let's see. For Sag, past energy. The death card, I'm telling you, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. It does not have to be. Two of Wands. I feel like you spend a lot of time looking outside of yourself, Sag, for the things that are going to make you feel better. Like wanting to go off in a new direction, right? Wanting to set sail for something new. Death card, in part of this transformation that I feel has started for you some time ago, and I think it was like mid-November was a biggie. It was the split of the divine feminine and the divine masculine energy, right? It's this process has started, and it's like, so here we are, what, December, January, so this is for February, so 3 months out, and you're still fighting to have control over a certain viewpoint that you have. You know, this Two of Wands is standing in his castle, right top. He's looking out upon the world, and there's this idea, right, this wish of, oh gee, this is where I'm inspired to go. That Death card goes, dead end. There's a dead end here because a transformation is trying to take place within you, and you've got to be open and receptive to it. This is transforming you, whether you like it or not. And I get this vision in my head of him switching wands. Like, steadfast, this is the direction I'm going. You've made up your own mind, but the major arcana forces here, the destined and fated forces, are saying, oh, no. We're not doing it that way. You're not going to the left. You're going to the right. And holding on, clenching that, well, this is my worldview. This is the way I see things. They're also bringing up the news. If you're watching the news, shut that shit off. If you're the person, here's the new headline. And I said, well, what's the headline of your life? Don't worry about what is going on in the world. Don't worry about the perception of the world around you, in the sense that they're fear-mongering you, or they're saying that this is the way that it is, or this is how it has to be. What do you know to be true? What are the influences in your specific life that says you can do this differently? Stop feeding into things that are creating fear within you, or creating a narrative within you that is not yours, that is someone else's. Okay? But I will also say to you, if you stay in that energy, Queen of Swords, if you're staying in that energy of this is the only way, and that's what you continuously invest yourself into, to hear, to know, to see, to read, it's really going to be hard to have an understanding of the other side of situations that you don't see or haven't experienced. So you can't say that those things don't work if you've never tried them. And it's like, I equate it to this. If you have kids, try this new food. And how many times have we heard our kids, I don't like that. Have you tried it? No? Well, then you can't say you don't like it if you haven't tried it, right? Food. It could be something as simple for you, Sag, as food. You know? What else do you like? I don't know. This is what I've always eaten. That's what I'm always going to eat. Even if it's bad for you? Sure. What are you ingesting? Mentally, physically, emotionally, what are you ingesting? What are you regurgitating? Queen of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. This, despite your feelings, is going to create an immense positive change. Queen of Swords, she has a clear direction. She is directive. She doesn't pull punches. She says what needs to be said. She does what needs to be done. And she does it from the comfort of her throne, and she gives guidance. She is the mastermind of the sword suit. She's got a greater plan that maybe other people don't see, but she's got a greater plan that's going to turn into something that's successful and fruitful. I feel like that's part of this, because I feel like the wheel here, Sag, is you. Learning, reading, investigating, or the need to do these things to put yourself back up on top of situations for yourself. Underlying that, I talked about that internal conflict. You could be at conflict with other people. This 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. This could pertain to your work. This could pertain to your interpersonal. I see that 5 of Wands a lot of the time is the interpersonal self. You are fighting this battle internally. I said it earlier. Here it is again. There's something about an opportunity that has been gifted to you in some way, whether it's home, work, family, love. Don't waste the opportunity that's being presented to you. Because when I see that 5 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, is you're fighting off that new option. You're having a fight within yourself as to whether or not you want to invest in something. Future energy for Sag in February, the 10 of Wands. You know, the 10 of Wands is an ending. It's also burdens. It's burdens that we've created for ourselves that have made this process a lot harder than it needed to be. Knight of Pentacles coming out sideways. Opportunities, investments, the 6 of Wands. Sag, you're going 5 of Pentacles, Page of Cups, 6 of Wands. Stop trying to muscle your way through life. Stop making things harder than they need to be. When somebody is presenting something to you, and that's what I said, it's like someone's trying to maybe give you an opinion or maybe a perspective or maybe a loan. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But it's like you turn it down. And you're like, nope, my way's good. My page, my breadcrumbs, because the page isn't a whole lot in PS. There's that 5 of Pentacles again, as I say, breadcrumb, is back there. It's like you're breadcrumbing yourself. I will have victory and success, and that is my truth. The Ace of Swords. But behind that, we've got the 5 of Cups. My truth is I've been hurt. My truth is I've been let down. My truth is this. And if I'm going to operate from a page, that is my success. I am successful. Maybe that is a very small slither of what your success looks like, but your success doesn't come from pain, regret, remorse, guilt. That's not success. That's saying, okay, this is what it's been, and I'm just going to stay in it because I don't think I'm capable of anything more than that. This is the way it's always been. This is the way it's always going to be. Change your mind, change your life, Sag. You know, listen to Tony Robbins. Listen to Joe Dispenza. Listen to Esther and Jerry Hicks. Dive into the things that are going to affirm positive action, positive affirmations, positive change. Not, you guys are coming in probably one of the thickest and heaviest fixed sign energies ever, and you're not a fixed sign. Why the stubbornness? There's so much revolt, like in Mars energy, revolting against love and happiness because been there, done that. I'm good. It's the way it's always been. It's the way it's always going to be. If that's the way you want it to be, then sure, it'll be that way. But if you want something more, if you're wishing for something more, you've got to do something more to get that something more. You have to meet the universe halfway. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. You got Scorpio again, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius as well. You're being pushed, Sag. Like it or not, you're being pushed. This Death card, 2 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles. You suck at receiving. Love you guys. I've got a lot of Sages in my life. My mom's a Sag. Got some good friends that are Sages. But you suck at receiving. Like you want to be the giver. Look at this. Two cards. 2 very heavy cards of transformation, change, and new beginnings. The Death card, the World card. Spirit just said you don't have a say anymore. I don't know why. They're telling me to tell you to look into sacred geometry, the flower of life. You have to trust that the flower of life, that net, is going to catch you. That you can be in divine flow. You know, the outer burrows of the snake biting its tail, right? What is it to bite yourself? It's like biting your nose off to spite your face. That's the feeling I get with this. You've done it for so long. So long. And it's like, no, I'll do it myself. I don't need your help. I think for some of you, you've met your match when it comes to the mental aspects of something. And I think it challenges the shit out of you. And you refuse to be wrong. So it's like, I'm going to fight this change. I'm going to fight what I don't know just because I can. What is this Two of Wands? Page of Cups. There's that dreaming, right? Like, this is what I want. This is the vision that I've created for myself. Subconscious, though, the moon, Cancerian, Pisces energy as well. The duality. You've sat in this darkness for so long. There are things that you are not seeing. Your head is up in the clouds. Maybe, I'm going to use something that somebody said to me. Maybe you're dreaming, and it's not me searching for a bass boat, but I have a friend of mine who's like, oh, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that, I'm going to do these things, I'm going to go buy a bass boat, I'm going to go do whatever. Yes, you're welcome to dream. But again, are you based in reality? What is the reality of the situation in which you are in right now? Especially when it comes to your emotions. Are you giving yourself a falsified sense of positive emotions because you don't want to see beneath the surface? Because that's really what this feels like to me. All the further you get is the Seven of Pentacles. And the crazy thing to me with this is you've started something. You've absolutely started something. But yet it's like, well, I've only ever gotten to the Seven of Pentacles, so that's just where I'm going to stay forever. But you dream about it elsewhere, but you're not putting the work into it. The mindset, Sag. Queen of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. You could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and I said to you on this row that the Wheel of Fortune feels like that's you because it's learning. Again, the learning aspect of this is what's propelling you forward, whether you like it or not. Three of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Swords is, I feel like, she's also informative. Now this message in itself could be the thing that's informative to you to help you make those positive changes, right? But it's about your stability, your security, the legacy you're leaving behind. Somebody here is building that. And Sag, I kind of feel like they want you to be a part of that somehow. But that's what you're refuting, that's not the way that I've seen my legacy. It's just been, I'm going to sit in guilt, regret, remorse, and upset, and instead of making these changes. But somebody around you, someone, that's got some talkative position is what I'm going to say, has been a catalyst for this change for you. Justice card, Libra, the Strength card. They do propel you, or try to propel you to balance your life out. Like, they do bring in positive attributes to your life. They try to give you more. And you dream about that more. You like the sounds of that more. But are you doing for the sense of the more? Justice card, I can't help, and I've always kind of seen this card this way. She's pushing down the shadow side of a situation. She's trying to create balance there. But you do see that, like, if you were to break this card in half, that's above the halfway point. The shadow is kind of defeating, pushing back in this. You've got to let go of that shadow side. You've got to make peace with that shadow side. You've got to find the acceptance of that shadow side. You have to allow that balance to occur and go, you know what? Yes, I can have all of these things that are my truth. I can have all of these things that have been really fucked up over the years. But then there's a part of me that's still alive. There's a part of me that still lives. There's a part of me that still exists. Somebody here sees that in me, but I don't see it in myself. You just keep looking back down to this. It's Wheel of Fortune, the Death card, the Strength card. What do you got to lose, Sag? An old way, an old outdated way of thinking, an old outdated way of being. You can be both sides of this. We don't, like, just because we're happy doesn't mean that the pain doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that we pretend like nothing was ever wrong. It means that we heal it. So it doesn't own us for the rest of our lives. It doesn't dictate how we move through life. It doesn't dictate our happiness. It doesn't rule. One bad experience, 10 bad experiences. I don't care how many bad experiences you've had. God knows I've had oodles as a Scorpio. God, I could write a book and then a couple probably on top of that. But I don't let that dictate my overall happiness. Do I have bad days? Hell yeah, I have bad days. I'm human. You're human. But it doesn't mean that it rules us. We still find the peace within, that lamb, to bring a sense of calm and peace and sweetness to our lives. You're going through this change, this transformation, this metamorphosis, regardless, because it's time. I don't care if you're 60, I don't care if you're 22, I don't care if you're 35. It's coming. What is this Ten of Wands about for Sag? I do feel like here, Sag, somebody's losing their patience for the burdens. Whether this is you or somebody else, again, it's also this fight feeling. Like the Magician is open. He's free. He's in flow. He accepts things. He takes what he has. He alchemizes it. He works with it. He manipulates the energy to work in his favor. But you keep taking the hard route. At any point, he could drop these wands and say, fuck it, I'm starting over. But he's still carrying the burdens of the past. It's really hard to make heads and tails of life moving forward when you continue to carry those burdens with you. And I feel like those burdens are starting to affect other areas of your life. What is the Knight of Pentacles about for Sag? The Hermit, it's time to go within, Sag. What is it? And there comes the damn Moon again, and the Lovers, and the Eight of Wands. What is it about this journey that you don't want to receive? And I said, you suck at receiving. I love you, but you suck at receiving. Somebody's trying to give you another way of being, and it's like, I don't know what to do with this. It's time to go deep, internally deep. It's time to start to sit with those combative areas of where you're at and what you're doing. And look here. I'm going to tell you, you've got the Queen of Swords again. She came out with the Ten of Pentacles, and you've got the Queen of Swords, and they just told me to split the deck, so that's what I did. Queen of Swords, Ten of Cups, Seven of Wands. And I'm going to take it right there. Two of Cups. You're creating boundaries against a person who is trying to assist you on your journey. They have been there. They have done that. Maybe they've written the book on it. And you're like, no, we're too different. This situation's too different from me. I mean, you look at this particular Two of Cups, which I always have found to be intriguing. The skin color alone is different. Why can't they just get along? Why can't they just come together? Doesn't matter what their differences are. It's not about the differences. It's about love. It's about finding a way to alchemize and make it work. You're coming from where you're coming from. I'm coming from where I'm coming from. Let's make it work. It's the need for everybody to get on the same page and be accepting of the differences. You know, you look online, Facebook is a great place, unfortunately, in this regard. Somebody says something about how they feel or what's going on, and then you've got some asshole who's got to say something smart and got to be a condescending dick and is like, blah, 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 blah. So then next thing you know, Susie jumps on John because John's being an asshole. So now Susie's implementing her thing. Then you've got, you know, Sarah Joe down here who's got something else to say about it. And it's just a matter of not respecting the differences between people. Not trying to see it from their perspective. Not trying to just go, you know what, maybe I don't agree. But then what if you took that information and that knowledge and you sat with it and seen and applied it, applied it somewhere to see if it does work, rather than just shooting it down. There's 4 cups there in the moon, not wanting to see something that's being handed to you. Stop distracting yourself and slow down. There's your advice. It's not a race, it's not a competition. You need to do more things that are meaningful rather than things that are distracting for you. And I've said this before, and this is about your value and your worth, Sag, the confidence to know that you deserve more than what you allow yourself to have. You're capable of so much more. You truly are. You guys are amazing. But yet, this need to shut yourself down. There's healthy boundaries and there's ironclad boundaries that say nobody is coming in. Yes, you need to protect your energy. Yes, you need to be aware. Yes, you need to do these things. But you also need to let go of the massive metal bars that you've created around yourself. Let go of the idea of, well, the only way is to never let anybody in, whether it's work, family, love, my kids, the dog groomer. I don't care who it is. Just be open. Just be open. You had a bad experience. You and everybody else. You're still standing. You're still alive, aren't you? I mean, you're watching this. You're here. What if you changed it all for the better? Think about that, okay? Last bit of advice for Sagittarius for February. You can't make it up, guys. Listen. What did I say? Would it be so hard to let go of a way that you thought things were going to be, or to let go of the ideas of the past and just listen? You have an inner voice that is telling you this is happening. Be in flow with that. Be in flow with that. It's been guiding you to do something or say something, and it's time to act on its wisdom. That intuitive voice that says, this is coming. It's like a little kid kicking and screaming, going, no, I don't want to eat my Brussels sprouts, right? Like, no, well, fine, take me to bed. No, I'm not going to bed. Sag, if you just listen and truly take it in, it's like you hear, it goes in, but then there's like this, it feels like there's this massive block around like the cranium that goes, that's all the farther it gets. There's that protection, there's that boundary, there's those bars. Nope, sorry, keeping it out. You can be proactive to things, but you don't have to protect everything in the sense that there's ironclad, I can't say that word today, ironclad boundaries that don't allow you to evolve. All right, so that's something that you're going to feel this change happening throughout February. Take it to the positive. No more power struggles, no more control. Be in divine flow. Okay? All right, guys. Hopefully this helps you. Sending you a ton of love. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Happy Valentine's Day in February to each and every single one of you. Take fabulous care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.